Hi all. Today we are going to see what is meant by React hooks, then how it is going to be worked. So React hooks are basically functions where we will use React states and lifecycle methods, everything. Each and every time we don't want to write class for updating a value, like this dot state dot value should be updated. So instead of that, if you are using this useState, useEffect, there are many hooks. The value will be re-rendered whenever we are saving our React project. This is what we are going to see today. Then today we are going to see useState and useEffect, how it's going to be work. Let's get started. See, I have a React project where it is printing a word hello. So you can see this. So basically I'll show like how it is going to be work without React hooks, and after using React hooks how it is easy to update a value. So first I'll update a value, like I'm giving counter as 0. Initially I'm declaring initially I'm giving a value as 0 to counter. So here I am printing counter. So we got a value 0. Then I'll give a button here where it should update the counter value. So we got a button here. So here I'm going to write a function. On click, I'm giving a value as increment. Here we will declare a function for increment. We will write an arrow function here. So here I am incrementing counter by 1. So whenever I am clicking this button, it should increment, the counter value should be increment. So I'll click this button, but I did not get any incremented value. Still I am getting the value as 0. So we will console it. Console.log. Now I am printing the value counter. I'll refresh the page. Now I'm clicking the button. See, the counter value is getting incremented 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this is not getting replicated in our page. So each and every time we don't want to write class and this dot state dot counter, we don't want to increment in that way. So in order to avoid these complications, so we are using useState here. So here I am using useState. Instead of using this much code, I am giving constant counter and set counter. So initially I am setting the value as 0, useState of 0. So I don't want to write this function here. So instead of that, I am writing here directly as set counter of counter plus 1. I am incrementing the value inside the on click itself. So here I have given a button. Inside the button I have given a function like set counter of counter plus 1. The counter is getting incremented inside this. So whenever I am clicking this button now, see, you can see the counter value is getting replicated directly. So this is how the useState works. So I'll give another one example like how it's work with string also. So here I am giving us input value set input value. So basically I am giving it as input empty string. So inside the h1 tag I am giving us welcome. Instead of button I'll give a input here. So I'm going to get an input and that will be replicated there. So type will be text and placeholder will be enter your name. So you got welcome and enter your name. So here I am giving input value. The input value whichever we are giving, that should be replicated next to welcome. So I am giving input value here. Then how this input will get and it will be replicated there. So for that I am giving on change. So I'm giving an event here. So whatever value I am used to type in this input box, that should be replicated. So I'm giving it as an event. Set input value. Value of. So I'm assigning that event dot target dot value. So whatever I am getting in this input box, that is assigned to input value. That input value I am going to display next to welcome. So here I am giving my name here. So this is how it works. You can see our name is getting replicated. So whatever I am typing here, that will be replicated. So this is how the useState is working with strings also. The next, hope you all understand about useState. Next we will see how the useEffect is work. First we will include useEffect inside. So this useEffect, how we are going to write useEffect inside a function and then how it's going to be executed. First I am writing useEffect. So the syntax for useEffect is arrow function. So inside this we can write a value. So first of all I am going to implement the same counter operation here. Constant counter set counter useState of. Initially I am assigning it as 0. So the same thing I am going to do. I am going to print counter here and I am going to increment it using a button. Set counter of. We will increment the counter by 1. So we got 0 and click me button also. So inside this useEffect I am going to print. We will console it and we will see console.log of. Initially I am giving a value like hello. Whenever I'm incrementing a value, it is incrementing. Basically the operation works and we will console it. So we got the console.log hello got printed here. So whenever we are re-rendering the page, the first of all it will execute the value whichever in the use effect. So you all know about lifecycle methods. So in the lifecycle methods, we have mounting, updating and unmounting. In mounting, the component did mount operation will be the same. Like whenever the page is getting, we will get the data from the website. Like it will be get only one. Whenever the page is re-rendered, it will get the data from there. So we will see here, we will console it counter. So whenever I am clicking counter here, the value is getting printed in the console. Initial value is 0, and after that whenever I am clicking this button, the counter value is getting displayed. So for example, here I am giving a dependency array. So initially I am giving this dependency array as a empty array. I am passing it as empty. So I will reload the page again. So the initial value is getting printed. The initial value of counter is 0. Here inside this dependency array I have given nothing. So now when I am clicking this button, so here we did not get any other values of this counter. Why? Because inside this dependency array we should pass counter, or else like it will not get executed again and again. So you can see here now it is not printed. So again I will reload the page. So here I will pass counter. Now I am reloading the page. So the initial value we got as 0. Now whenever I am clicking this button, we got the value. So why we are giving this dependency array means unnecessarily we don't want to execute this again and again. So if it is needed, if we want to execute this use effect, then we will pass it in a array, dependency array. So hope you all understand this one. So how it's going to be executed with server side, we will execute from see, I have a set of data here. Like you can get data, free data from sample data from this JSON placeholder, this website. I have took this site. So how we are going to get the data by using use effect, we will see. So initially I am assigning user set user. So initially I am setting the use state as empty string, and here, so here you can get the data by using Axios or fetch. I'm going to import Axios. Already it is getting installed, or else like you can use npm install Axios or yarn add Axios. So for this, Axios dot get. So inside this I'm going to give this address. We are going to get the data dot then of. First we are going to get the response. Here I am storing the response in a variable called data, and then I am assigning this data dot then of data. I am assigning it to set user of data. So basically I am assigning the data to user. So now we got the value in user. Now we are going to print this. So see, this is actually string data, JSON data, so this can't be printed directly. So we need to stringify this. JSON dot stringify dot data. Sorry, here we need to print user. Why? Because it is assigned to set user, like we are assigning it to user. So user. See, now we got all the data. So basically this now the use effect is working like component did mount. Like whenever we want the data from a website, or we are getting a website data from the website, it should be loaded only once. So now we got the data. So this is how the component did mount works. Next we will see how it is working in component did update. So for this component did update, I will give the same as before. How the value is getting updated based on the dependency array. That is what we are going to see. So for example, I am giving it as counter 1 and set counter 1. I'm going to give the same value again. I'll give this as 2 and set counter 2. Both I am assigning, initially I am assigning it to 0. So inside this, initially I'll keep it as empty. So here, same like before, I'm going to print counter 1 and then followed by one button. By using on click, I'm going to update set counter 1 of counter 1 plus 1. I'm incrementing the first use state, and second see, now I'm going to print counter 2, and then in on click function I'm going to increment counter 2. So basically we will get two states. See, now I'm incrementing this. So how this component did update is going to work by using dependency array. Now I'm going to give like set counter 2 of counter 1 is multiplied by 2. So basically I will see, I'll reload the page from starting. So here I am passing the dependency array as counter 1. So whenever I am updating this value, I am not clicking the second button itself, it is getting updated. So in this way the dependency array works. It is getting, the value is getting updated based on the use effect. So this is how the component did update works. Then the final thing is like component will unmount, how it is going to be worked. So the next one is component will unmount. So for this I'm going to write file j user and set user. So initially I am setting it as boolean value useState of true, and then followed by, here I am going to print so basically what it does is, like here we are printing that show user. Here it is actually true. Whatever value we are sending inside this user, it will be printing. So here I am giving one more function called sample. Inside this sample I am going to use useEffect. So inside this useEffect I'm going to just console.log. If the user is true, so initially I have set it as true. Like whenever I am clicking this toggle button, then it will again become false. So whenever it is true, I am going to print this function sample. So I'll just open the console.log console here. So initially it is true, so it is printed like created. So whenever it is true, it is printing like created. You can see it is getting incremented. So now I will show how the component will unmount is working. So now I am going to return inside the useState. So inside this I am going to print console.log deleted. So now I will reload the page. Initially it is printing like created. So whenever I am clicking this button, so now it is returning deleted. So this is how the unmount is working. So whenever the user is true, it is mounting the page, and whenever it is false, like whenever it is getting out, so it is printing deleted. So again created, deleted. So this is how the create component will unmount works. So hope you all understand. Now finally I will show how we can fetch the data from the same Axios, the same website, dynamically how we can print the data. See, initially I am going to use I'm going to give it as So initially I'm going to set the page as post. Here we have, see, you can see the same website, typecode website. So when I'm clicking this, it will load actually 100 posts, and dynamically if we are loading the comments, like it will load 500 comments. So by using the same website address, we are going to change this post and comments alone. So how this is going to be worked, we will see. So in the same way we will get the by using useEffect. So by using Axios or fetch, you can get Axios dot get. You can print the address name here. See, you can find the address here. Dot then. Initially, I am assigning the data to set response. Set response of data. I am assigning all the data, whatever data I am getting, I am assigning it to the value response. So here I am going to print. So initially I will print only the data. So here same in the same format, JSON dot stringify of response. Here I am getting all the response in a variable response. See, we got all the datas in the to-dos. So how we are going to print it dynamically? For getting data dynamically, I am going to give button. So this button, by clicking this button, we will get all the post data, and then by clicking this button, we will get all that comments, 500 comments, which we saw there. Comments, and then by using this on click, how this event is going to happen. Set page. So initially I have given post. By clicking this button post, so it should be post. So we can check the post and comments. So and by clicking the second button here, it should be comments. It should be comments. See, this is how it will be dynamically shift to post and comments by using useState. Then how here it is going to be changed. The link address should be changed. So for that I am going to change it. We should change it as a backslash. Here we should use dollar symbol, and the whatever value we are setting it on a set page, that will be assigned to page. So I'm giving it as page here. So this page should be passed in a dependency array. So this is how the dynamic data switching will be occurred. So we will see. So basically initially it is was the page was in a value post. So you can see we have 100 post. So now when I'm clicking this comments, the data is switched to comments. So this is how we can access, we can change dynamically the data using useState. We have seen all the advantages of useState and how it is going to be used for getting data and in lifecycle methods and dynamic data changing everything. Hope you all understand. See you in next video. Don't forget to subscribe our videos. Thank you.